A lot of people have already started talking about this Ew! A lot of people have talked about this figure, but I love it so much that I thought I would add my 2 cents on it in this review. The figure I'll be reviewing today is the Bandai Movie Monster Series Biollante. This figure was released a couple months ago in 2018, as you can see by the licensing sticker right here. This is a newer addition to the Movie Monster Series, not the newest, but a newer one. And this is the first vinyl figure of Biollante that Bandai has produced in, I want to say 20, I believe it's rolling around 20 years now. I can't remember exactly when the original Bandai came out, but it's been a long time. When this figure was first announced, I had sort of my doubts because it was more of, basically the picture we were shown was the picture on the tag, not a picture of the actual figure itself. So no one really knew what it was going to look like, if it would be a rose form, if it would be 8-inch or 6-inch, etc. So when high-res photos of the figure came out, I went absolutely insane. I fell immediately in love with it. I thought the head sculpt looked great. I thought everything about it looked incredible for a $15, I think it was 14 something dollar Bandai figure. I got absolutely stoked, and of course I already had my pre-order set, even though I had my doubts. So when it finally arrived on my doorstep, I was ecstatic. Alright, I think we're just going to jump into the detail. The detail here is the best that Bandai's done in a long time, in my opinion. Yes, you can say the anime Godzilla figures are detailed, but this is also the first Biollante figure in 20 years. Everything looks plant-like, just like it was in the movie, and, you know, you can just see these veins in here. Like, right in the stomach, you can just see all these little lines and veins and branches, and everything just... For a $15 figure, I think this looks absolutely incredible. I love it to death. The tentacles look pretty good, pretty veiny. Could have a little more paint, but pretty good, pretty decent. The head sculpt is what I think I love most about this figure. The original Bandai Biollante, which I own, I thought the head sculpt looked okay. I mean, it's a 20-year-old figure, so I don't care that much. I'm not going to complain about it. I think Bandai knocked it out of the park with this release. It looks phenomenal. As you can see back around here, the front tentacles are really long, but the back tentacles are sort of coiled up. And I think that might have been done to either save cost or save room on the shelf, because these figures are hung up on pegs in Japan. They're not displayed on shelving units. Or maybe Bandai was just lazy, I don't know, but I still think it looks pretty decent. They don't need to be as long as the front ones. I think they got the job done. The teeth are not individually sculpted, it's all one mold. This figure comes, I believe this figure comes in 3 molds? Could be more. The body, the tentacles, and the head. I'd have to check for seams. Speaking of seams, there are 3 of them. 1 along the head, and 2 on the tentacles. That's about it. The tag is your typical Movie Monster Series tag of the new era, I guess. You have a picture of the kaiju on the front, pretty cool. Licensing sticker, and on the back you get this neat little title of the figure, and then like on the Godzilla ones, it's the spines, or this one you can see it's Biollante. I think that's a nice addition. Paint applications are where a lot of people complained about this figure because they're not that great. I, for one, think they're perfect for what it is. It's a $15 toy that kids in Japan can buy. It's not a model kit. It's not an X Plus figure. It's not a Monster Arts figure. It's not even an NECA figure. It's just a Bandai vinyl. And yes, Bandai has done phenomenal work in the past. You can't deny that. But, it's a new age. However, I think it does look pretty good. The mouth's your typical red that you'd see on a Biollante or pretty much any kaiju at this point. Painted up red in there. The teeth are... They're not like a bone white. They're more of a yellow mixed in with whites. Like I said earlier, teeth are not individually sculpted. It's all one mold. Underneath the teeth, they're not painted. I have seen a few people on some of the collector's groups paint these, and I'm considering painting mine, but I'm not sure. The tip of the tentacles is just kind of brushed over with paint. Looks kind of sloppy, but at a distance it looks pretty good. Back tentacles, of course, another complaint was that the teeth are not painted, and I've seen those painted, and I might do that to mine as well, because it does add a nice little touch. Center of Biollante is painted orange, just like it is on the cover of the tag, and like she was in the movie. No real highlights in there, just a flat sort of orange color. Not too bad, but not too good either. And last but not least, going down the back, you have kind of almost a dry brushing, maybe a blending with a lighter shade of green to give the figure a little bit of depth. And I think it goes a long way. It looks really nice. Now, for one of my personal favorite segments is the size comparisons. Ooh. Here she is next to the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 1964, the Kyoto Godzilla 1992 Mini SD model kit, NECA Kratos from God of War, theater exclusive Gamera 1996, and last but certainly not least is the Far East Monsters Godzilla 1968. I think Bandai has done an absolute knockout job with this figure. Every time I'm on hangouts with my friends or just sitting in my room alone, I always tend to just gaze up at this specific figure. I've always loved Godzilla vs. Biollante as a film, and I've always loved Biollante as a kaiju. And, of course, my love will be reflected onto the figures of the kaiju. I intend on picking up an X Plus Biollante soon, since Diamond reissued it, possibly at G-Fest, maybe with the Rick set. I've seen some people list those for sale, those are neat, or just buy one from someone selling one, I don't know, but eventually I plan on picking that figure up. I give this figure a solid, I almost said 9 out of 10, but I'm going to take that back and say 8.5. No, not even going to give it that. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Detail's fantastic, paint's okay, scaling's a little small, but overall, it gets the job done. Thank you for watching this review. I'm going to be uploading more reviews soon. Bandai figures, X Plus figures, Marmots, NECA, Monster Arts, Chogokin, you name it, I'm going to be hitting on it. I just want to do everything, man. Love this freaking hobby, dude.